Hey guys, it's Becky from Bama, and today we're going to be trying out Curlformers. Curlformers have been around for quite a while, but I am late to the ball game. So what started my interest in the Curlformers is I've been using a 3-barreled curling iron. It is this one right here by Bedhead, Away We Go. So you can see this right here. And I love the curls that it gives me, but at the same time, I'm not crazy about using heat on my hair so much. I'm trying to keep it healthy. I'm trying to grow it out. You can see it's grown quite a lot since I started my channel. If you go back and watch my first videos, it was about right here. So it's growing out quite a bit, but I'm wanting it to grow out even more, and so I don't want it to be very damaged on the ends. So I really am trying to find a way to do it without heat. And I even thought about getting a perm or a body wave or something, but I talked to all my stylist friends and no one does perms anymore. I did not know that, so that's something new. So I am going to try the Curlformers. So when you order the Curlformers, I'll put a link down here on where you can get those on Amazon. They're about $60, which is kind of expensive, so I'm really hoping they work out well. I've watched other people's videos on them and they seem to do pretty well. But they come with 2 of these hooks, and you can see it kind of looks almost like a crochet needle. And it comes in 2 pieces, and you just stick it together and makes this really long hook. And then it comes with 40 of the actual Curlformers. It comes with 20 of the pink and 20 of the orange. Now, the difference is what direction you want the curl to go. So if you want the curl to go away from your face, you would use this one over here. If you wanted it to go towards your face, you'd use this one. So they're the same size. Now, Curlformers come in a few different sizes. I got the ones that are supposed to be looser, flatter, wavier, and less of the like super curly. These aren't like the super spirally. These are the more beachy waves. So we're going to try these out. And also they come in 2 sizes you can get for long or short hair. And even though my hair is not very long and it's not super thick, I got the long ones anyway, because that way as my hair grows out, I won't have to get different ones and I'll still be able to use these. So the first thing I'm going to do is section my hair off. And we're going to start out just doing the bottom back section. And so I got out of the shower, I towel dried my hair, and I used some L'Oreal Boosted Volume Inject Mousse because, like I said, I have very fine hair, and this gives it a little more body. So I want this very bottom row, I want to curl towards the front because I like how it looks when it sits on my shoulder. So I'm just going to doing fairly large sections. I'm going to hit it with a blow dryer just a little bit before I go to bed because I have to get up really early in the morning, and I'm afraid if I don't that it's not going to be dry in the morning when I take these out. So what you're supposed to do is you squeeze it like this to open it. So like that. You take this hook and you stick it all the way through the Curlformer. Now everything I read said to do this kind of gently because you can poke a hole through this kind of webbing material here, and that is what you don't want to do. And then it actually says on here, use this side up. So you want this little space right here to be on top. And so you're just supposed to put your hair in the hook like so, and then pull the hair through like that, and there it is. So that wasn't too hard. So right now I'm kind of slow at this, but I feel like this is something where if I did it a lot, I would get much faster. So I'm just gonna take this little middle piece of hair, pull it all the way in there. Now that's a pretty small piece, so I hope it stays. It feels like it's pretty tight up in there, though I feel like I'm going to do it again because I think I missed a little piece of hair that I should have gotten in there. Alright, I think we did good that time. And now we're going to put a pink one on this side. I feel like that's part of the learning curve with these things, is figuring out just how big to get your sections. But they go on pretty easy, so you can see we've got the bottom row done. So now we're going to take down the next section, and I'm not really looking back there, I'm just kind of feeling it. That's a beautiful look right there. You should all copy that look. So this time, I'm going to get this one to go away from my face. I keep forgetting that I have to put the curl former on the hook before I get my little piece of hair ready. So that's something that is going to take a little getting used to. So, gonna slide the hair in like that. I like putting it as close to the scalp as possible. And just pull it in. This is actually going faster and easier than I thought it would, so that's making me happy. The only thing that's difficult at all is just not being able to see in the back, and I don't want to have to like keep getting a mirror out and looking back there over and over. So I'm just trying to feel and make sure that I don't miss any of the hair that I should have. So while I'm doing this back section, I'm going to cut this off so you don't get bored watching me do the back, and then we'll come back when we're doing the sides and the front. Okay, as you can see now, I've got the back done, and we're about to do the sides and the top. So if your hair starts to dry out, you can just spray it with a water bottle. So as you can see, now that we're on the sides, I am alternating every other one. I am going to put just a little more water on this one because it got really dry, because this is like the finest hair on my head, so it doesn't stay wet very long. So like I said, I've watched a bunch of other people on YouTube use these. Most of them seem to really like them and have really good results. I saw a couple that didn't like them. Almost everyone universally agreed that they were not comfortable to sleep in, so I'm a little worried about that because that is my plan. I am hoping to sleep in these, but back in the day, I used to sleep in Velcro rollers, and I feel like those would have to be worse than these. Also, I apologize that I'm wearing this big moo-moo of a robe, but I'm wearing an old paint stained t-shirt underneath it, And I didn't figure anybody wanted to see that, so I found that if I twist my hair like this kind of, it's easier to get it to stay in the hook until I come through the curl former. So maybe that's a tip that helps you out if you try these. It seems to be working for me pretty well. So see, I twist it up kind of tight like that, and then stick it in the hook, push the hook all the way to my scalp, because I want my curls to start as close to the scalp as possible. And then just pull and let go, and then I have these little puppy dog ears. So in the 80s, I used to always keep my hair permed. And I was a big fan of the big hair trend. Always had super duper big hair. And I'm just kind of sad that we don't do that anymore. So I'm all about getting the hair as big as I can while still being socially acceptable in my hairstyle. So we're just gonna twist, stick it in the hook, pull it through. So we're almost done. I'm not sure whether I should put my bangs in these or not. I don't know if it would look weird to have my bangs straight or if it would look more weird to have my bangs curly. I'm not real sure. I think I'm just gonna curl it all and hope for the best. So you'll notice right up here by the front, these are all orange, and that's because I really want to have the hair going away from my face right there. And on this side, they'll be pink for the same reason. But everywhere else, I'm just sort of alternating them. In the back, I don't want the curl pattern to be too perfect. I want it to look like a natural curl, not like I slept in hair rollers. So that's one of the things that I thought would be cool about these, is I thought it might give it a little more of a natural look. There we go. All right, all we got left is the bangs. I'm looking kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon character at this point, or a little bit like a Lala Loopsy doll. So that's weird. These are a weird look while you've got them in. So there we go. I literally have so many of these left, so I was worried that I wouldn't have enough when I started, because a lot of times when I'm using hair products, I end up not having as many as I need, but these actually did pretty good. So you can see I look like a strange person, but that's not too out of the ordinary. Here, I'll face the ring light so you can actually see them. Pardon my lack of makeup. I just came straight out of the shower and did this. I'll have makeup on in the morning when we're taking them out so we can see what it looks like. Hopefully I didn't miss any pieces back there. If I did, I didn't see them when I was putting them in. I probably won't notice if I missed them when I pull them out, so they'll probably just be straight back there. We'll see. So as you can see, I'm laying in the bed with the Curlformers in my hair. And the biggest complaint I saw about these on other people's videos was that they were really uncomfortable to sleep in. Most people liked what they did to their hair, but they just felt like they were really uncomfortable to sleep in, that they weren't comfortable. And I'm saying, obviously, it's not as comfortable as it would be if I didn't have anything in my hair. But I have slept in sponge rollers. I've slept in those, like, bendy stick things that you put in your hair. I've slept in Velcro rollers. I've slept in pretty much all the stuff that you sleep in. I've slept in Bantu knots, and I'm going to say these are definitely more comfortable than the Velcro, and to me, even the spongy rollers. Like, these are not that uncomfortable. It might make it a little more difficult for me to go to sleep, but I don't feel like it's really going to be a big deal. So just wanted to check in since I'm laying here and that's on my mind and let you know. And I will come back in the morning and we'll take them out and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's the next morning. I slept in these all night. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It didn't feel great, but I was able to sleep in them. So now we're going to take them down and see what it looks like. So the way you take them down is you're going to like squeeze the top of it open and straighten out the curl former, and then just kind of slip your hair out of it. And I don't know if you can see really well, but that's a nice little curl. You'll be able to see them when I get them all out. So I'm just going to take them all out so that you can see what's going on. I think that these curled my hair really well, actually. Oh yeah, that is like super curly. This is gonna be nice. So I promise I'm gonna get to these front ones in a minute so you can see. I just wanna get all the back ones out of the way so that you really get a good idea of what's going on when I get to the front. There's one right in the middle in the back that I did not feel earlier, that I didn't even realize was there. That's funny. All right, let's start getting these out that you can see. And I will lift up the camera in a second when I've gotten all of the curl formers out and let you just see what they look like. They're really easy to take out. Definitely easier to take out than they are to put in, but putting them in wasn't that bad either. So I posted a picture of me in these last night on my Instagram and my Facebook, and somebody said that I was going to look like Shirley Temple, and I think that's exactly what these kind of curls look like at this point. Alright, so I'm going to just show you before I even start fixing it what the curls look like. It's really, really curly. And now let's see what we can do with it. So I don't really have a master plan. I'm just gonna mess with it and see what happens. First, I'm gonna spray just a little bit of hairspray on it. I use the Biolage finishing spritz, so just so I don't lose a lot of my curl when I start putting my fingers in it. Let that dry for a second. One thing that I am going to do that I saw other people doing in their videos is I'm going to take each curl and kind of split it in half, especially like the bigger sections, and make 2 curls out of it just to make my hair look a little thicker, a little bigger, and to get rid of some of the really defined part marks. So I'm just taking each one and splitting it in half. Some of the bigger ones, maybe split it into thirds. Just gonna run my hands through it. So if you're really into just like the curly ringlet look, you could just stop right here and be done, and this could be your look. But I'm gonna try to do something else. Just to see what we can do with it. First, I need to get my mirror and look at the back. I have no idea what the back looks like. So I like that. I really like how the back looks. Let me break this one into. There we go. Yeah, so like the back, I really don't feel the need to do too terribly much with. I really like how it turned out, so I'm gonna kind of just run my fingers through it a little bit, get some of those part marks out, and then just kind of leave this part alone. But I do want to fix the front. So I like the back. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a final spray. And what I think I'm going to do with the front is I'm going to take this little pick and just kind of pick out at the roots to get rid of those part marks where I had each of the Curlformers. And then I got to figure out what to do with my bangs, because I don't want like this big wad of curls right up in the top. I want it to look more even. If your hair is super fine, or if your hair has a hard time curling, I could see that these would be really great. My hair is super fine, and this morning it looks pretty thick. And also a lot of times my hair does not want to hold a curl just because it is really fine. And I kind of feel like this is gonna stay really well. I'm kind of happy with the bottom of it now, so I'm just going to spray it. I'm pretty happy with the sides also, so I'm just going to hit those with a little spray. The only part that I'm not digging right now is this top piece, just because my bangs make it really, really thick. So I'm thinking in the future maybe I might leave my bangs out and not put them in a curl. I don't know how that would look. A lot of times I will curl my hair and like leave my bangs out of it and then just kind of like swoop them over. And I always could turn on like a flat iron or something like that and shape the bangs, but I really wanted this video to be what you could do with just the Curlformers, so I'm not going to do that this morning. We're going to make the top work. So y'all should know it is really, really early in the morning. It's not even 6 a.m. yet, and I am not a morning person. Not super happy with the bangs, but I think that's as good as it's gonna get without using something else on my hair. So let me spray that. I am pretty happy with the overall shape. I would give Curlformers a 4 out of 5. The only reason I would take off any points would be because they aren't the most super comfy to have to sleep in. But I feel like they make good on their promise. They delivered. So I'm going to hold this up and let you see. Okay, so I've turned on my ring light so you can kind of see. That is what the curls are going to look like when you use Curlformers. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got to go to work, but you guys have an awesome rest of your day. So just a little update for after the fact. I work outside, so I told you guys that I was getting ready to go to work. Well, it rained, and at first it was just a little drizzly, and then it really poured down rain. So this is what the hair looks like now. But I will say, even though this looks pretty rough, I still feel like this looks better than it would look if I had not used the Curlformers. So I feel like the hair being messed up and rained on and wet but curly looks better than if it had been straight, and then I would look like a little flat-haired drown rat. So I still think it's a win. So I'm gonna give them 2 thumbs up. I think they're awesome, and maybe you can try them out and let me know what you think down in the comments.